What the fuck's up, scumbags? You know, I'm back with another commentary. Alright, didn't really mean that, you guys aren't scumbags. Today we're gonna be talking about a little story time. Alright, this is the third time I think I'm doing this fucking commentary. It's been messing up. It's Vegas, you know, been really slow because my computer obviously sucks dick. Very slow. But today we're gonna have a 9-minute video, and it is going to be a story time of let's see. The first two times we did the first time I had sex, but I guess Vegas doesn't want me to do this, so we're not gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that another time because obviously my fucking computer hates me when I talk about this story. So we will talk about my childhood. Probably not what you guys want, me to talk about, but the only thing that came off the top of my head right when I pressed record. So yeah. All right, my childhood. Oh, excuse me. All right, my childhood. All right, I grew up. I was born in Rhode Island, Westerly, Rhode Island. I was born in a hospital there. I lived in Connecticut. My parents lived in Connecticut, and yeah. So in Connecticut, we lived on the eastern part, southeastern Connecticut. I'm not gonna give you my area because you guys obviously don't need to know that, but I lived there. I was born. Wow, I don't even know how to start this out. Alright, so when I was about 4 years old, we moved to another part in Connecticut. We were in one part and we moved to another part. Then I lived there until I was about like 8 years old. Then my dad went to work one day, and my parents were fighting a lot at this time. My dad went to work one day, and my mom pretty much packed everything in the house except for his shit, put his shit dead center in the house, packed everything else, my two brothers and my stuff, and we straight up moved to Georgia. I don't know if you guys are familiar from the United States, from Connecticut, from Georgia. That's a long way away. That's a long way away. So my mom straight bought a house and moved within 6 hours. We left an hour before my dad came home from work. And I didn't know, I thought my dad was coming with us, but obviously he didn't. So, I mean, my dad was a scumbag. He treated my mom like shit. I mean, he never really hit my mom, but he was a scumbag. He was a scum. But, so we up and moved to Georgia with my two aunts, which were our neighbors, and one of my aunts had a lot of kids, so that's who I played with most of the time, because obviously I didn't get in school first, and that's all I had for friends with them. So I got enrolled in school, and I met somebody really cool. His name was MJ. Michael Jordan was his real name. He was a black kid too. He was super chill, and he was my best friend. I played football. When I was 9 years old, I started playing football in Georgia for the Falcons. That's what our team's name was. And then I went to school for about half a year, finished football and everything out. And then my aunt was like, "Hey, do you want to be homeschooled?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah! I mean, anything to get out of school. I mean, I'm gonna get home, just get to sleep in, and do my my work." And so that's what happened. I started getting homeschooled, and like me and my cousins would always play, just hang out. I would hang out there when my mom was at work. My mom had her own shop, like, 'cause she was a hairdresser, so she had her own hair salon, and yeah, so that's what my mom did for work. My mom's a hairdresser now, still to this day, but that's what happened. Like, that's what my mom did, and that's what I did. My two brothers were in school. My oldest brother, he played football too for the Titans. But yeah, we're not gonna get too much into my younger years' work. So we stayed there for about a year, like a year and a half, and then we moved back to Connecticut. We moved sort of the same area, but not the same area. We moved back to my grandparents' house, and we stayed there for a few years, like a year or two. Then we moved to another part of Connecticut, really close to my grandparents' house. Right after my grandfather died, he passed away, and then we moved to the new place. And we moved there when I was in like 3rd grade, and that's when I met all my friends. I remember the first day I walked in to 3rd grade. One of my really good friends, I'm not going to say his name, but I remember I walked into the class and he said, "Who the hell is that?" And then he got in trouble. It was funny. I mean, at the time, obviously it wasn't funny because we were in 3rd grade, so like everybody thought he cussed, so that word. He got in trouble, but now I think about it, it was so funny. Then, I made friends with a whole bunch of obviously we were in middle school, or not middle school, elementary school, and they were the cool kids in elementary school, so, I became a cool kid, and yeah, so I hung out with them, and we got into high school, and that's when we all, broke apart, and, we were all solid friends, through elementary school and middle school, and then, once we got into high school, man, that's when, that's where friendships, that's where friendships break apart. And to be honest, all you middle schoolers, don't, most of your friends are gonna find new friends, and it's just gonna break apart. That's how it did for all my friends. We all made new ones with different schools that came together in the districts and everything. So I played football all throughout my middle school and elementary school. I still live in the same area. I've been living in this area for 9 years, I think. I'm a senior. Well, I graduated. Graduated early. I would be a senior right now if I was still if I went to normal school, but I graduated off of night school, and yeah. So. That's just a short part of my life. If you guys want me to maybe get into depth with more about my life, maybe I'll do that. I hope you guys like this commentary. Maybe I'll continue. I don't think I will. I talked about gaming in other commentaries, so if you guys want to talk, just look for on my channel, Dubz Talks. Just look for that. It talks about other stuff like gaming in my life. And yeah, so on biotech, check the description for my stuff. And yeah.